half shell, turtle power. Heroes in a 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 half shell, turtle.
Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Okay, so our second stream of the weekend is here, and we are going to be playing something that's a little on the devious side today. But what exactly are we going to be playing, you may be wondering? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and explain to you exactly what we're going to be playing with today. Alright, oh I see already someone there. I'm Brain Confetti. Hi, hello my fire friend, good morning, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. Okay, so without further ado, join me today again in the Pioneer format. We're going to be trying to see if we can rank up with this deck that I put together. A deck that I'm simply calling Bouncing Shredder. So, the deck actually was more or less kind of done without the Ninja Turtle villain, but I thought, you know what? He actually fits really well as a good finisher for the deck. But we'll explain how that works in just a moment. First off, let's go over the stats of the deck, then we'll go over every single card and what we're trying to do, and we'll play as many matches as we can in best of one ranked here in Pioneer, and then about halfway through the stream, we'll upgrade the deck to show you how you can really go all out with it if you actually want to take it to the next level. So starting off again with the stats, longtime viewers to the channel know how we do it. We got to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So Bouncing Shredder here, Dimir colors of blue and black, and we'll be running an average mana curve pretty low to the ground actually, 1.6. We only rock 4 creatures in the deck, but we have 4 instants, 4 sorceries, 7 artifacts, 17 enchantments, 4 planeswalkers, and 20 lands total. So the whole idea around the deck is actually going to be utilizing here Super Shredder as our main finisher for the deck. Super Shredder, as you can see right here, is a legendary creature, Mutant Ninja Human. He's only a 1/1, but he has Menace, and it says whenever another permanent leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Super Shredder. So no matter what happens, whether our opponent sacrifices, fetch lands, whether we destroy one of their creatures, Shredder gets bigger and bigger, making him an extremely scary threat as we get closer to the end of the game. But even if we don't have the Shredder out, our deck can still function very well and just kind of mess with our opponent and hopefully just throw them off their game. So in order to do that, Starting in the 1-drop slot, we are going to talk about, of course, the permanents. Excuse me. Ugh. Still have a little bit of a cough here, so bear with me, everybody. But starting off again with the actual permanents that we want to keep utilizing over and over again. So we have Storm Chaser's Talent here. We'll have Sewer Valence Cam. We have Grim Bauble and Hopeless Nightmare. Each of them are just meant to disrupt our opponent's game plan in one way, shape, or form. So here, Hopeless Nightmare. It enters, make an opponent discard a card, make him lose 2 life. You can then sacrifice the enchantment on its own for 3 mana, and anytime this enchantment is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you can scry 2. So this can help filter and hopefully fix our next card draw. Grim Bauble here also can do some spot removal when the artifact enters. Target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-2 until end of turn. And same thing, kind of like Hopeless Nightmare. You can then pay 3, but you also have to tap this to sacrifice it. But instead of scrying, you get to surveil with this one. For additional ways we can provide more threats on the board, we'll have, of course, Storm Chaser's Talent. If you played, of course, recently in Standard or even Pioneer, you probably are sick of seeing this card, but it actually works so well with our game plan, and this is why we have to have it in the deck. Part 1 is we create an Otter token. When we get to level 2, you can then bring back an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And at Part 3, if we can make it to the very end, anytime we cast an instant or sorcery spell, we start making more Otters, and they all have prowess. So they will get bigger and bigger as we keep spell slinging away. With Sewer Valence Cam, also new from Ninja Turtles here. This is a unique one here. It has Flash, and it's a blue artifact that when it enters or leaves the battlefield, you can tap or untap a creature. So this could be a great way to provide with a little bit more aggro with Super Shredder. Maybe we can untap him on the backswing, or you can tap down maybe an opponent's big threat and keep it off the field, so that way we can just keep pushing through more damage. And at 4 mana, you can sacrifice this artifact to draw 2 cards to help us keep churning through our deck. Finally, the non-permanents here, the instant sorceries, we have Fatal Push here, which works very, very well with our game plan here. With its Revolt ability, we can destroy a creature if it has mana value of 4 or less, if a permanent left the battlefield under our control this turn. And finally, of course, Boomerang Basics, which is one of the most annoying cards I know currently in Standard, but it works so well, of course, with our deck. At sorcery speed, for 1 mana, bounce back a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If we control that permanent, we can draw a card off of that. So this, of course, I'm sure you've seen many times where you can kind of loop this with Storm Chaser's Talent, and then maybe play it for level 2 to bring back the Boomerang, and just keep playing them over and over again to just mess with your opponent. In the 2-drop slot, for our permanents here, we'll have Momentum Breaker, we have Nowhere to Run, single copy of Tithing Blade, and of course Meat Hook Massacre. So Momentum Blade here, and also the Tithing Blade, there are edict effects. So of course we do run into some instances where we just can't blow up something immediately. So Momentum Breaker, when it enters, make an opponent sacrifice a creature or vehicle. If they can't, they discard a card. With Tithing Blade, kind of does the same thing. When it enters, make an opponent sacrifice a creature, but they sacrifice a creature of their choice. The biggest difference with these, however, is with the Momentum Breaker, we can start our engines. If we hit max speed, we can then sacrifice the enchantment at any time to gain some life equal to our speed. So at max value, you can get 4 life off of this if you need to do it in a pinch. With Tithing Blade, however, we want a single copy because if we get to the long part of the game, we can simply craft it with 4, then exile it, bring it back as Consuming Sepulture, which means that we can make our opponent lose life and gain life on our own. So this can be a great way for us to kind of slowly get some more value if we're in a bit of a grindy spot. Keep in mind, however, anytime you craft something, you will exile it, but that does trigger off Super Shredder's ability, so that actually does work really well with the deck. We have the Meat Hook Massacre here as our catch-all wrath for the deck. We can, of course, use these to keep bouncing them back and forth with Boomerang Basics if you want to, but only 2 copies is all you need. And again, this also goes very, very well with Super Shredder, especially when they have a lot of weak creatures out. So this can be extremely devastating if our opponent is not careful with it. Finally, at instant speed, we have Nowhere to Run, a flash enchantment that reads when it enters, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. But the main reason why you want this one is creatures your opponent controls can be the target of spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof, and also ward doesn't trigger. So this can be a great way to force through damage no matter what against any opponent. Finally, our only 3-drop in this version of the deck is going to be Narset, Part of the Veils. This can be a great way for us to, of course, churn through our deck, tick down with it to then dig 4 cards deep to look for any non-creature, non-land cards, and put them into our hand. So this does mean that we cannot get Shredder with this, but if we at least can dig out one of our other key pieces, they can still help keep disrupting our opponent's game plan. And of course, our opponent can't draw any cards beyond their first card, so that is good for us to make sure we can keep their card draw under control. Now, we are a actual budget deck, so we're going to keep it as so with our land base. 4 islands, 4 swamps. We will throw in a single copy of Hall of the Storm Giants and Hive of the Eye Tyrant. So these will be another way we can kind of push through some more damage if again our whole game plan gets blown up over and over again. Finally, to make sure we can get some more value with Super Shredder ourselves, we have Maestro's Theater. It's an instant sacrifice land. We can dig out a swamp or a island, put it onto the field tapped, and then gain some extra life. And then finally, Choked Estuary here. It is technically a rare land in paper, but here in Arena, it is actually an uncommon. So we're going to take advantage of that and utilize it for our budget deck today. And then if you do want to play this in best of 3, here's what I'd recommend for your sideboard. We'll throw in here, you see a Guard Approach. We'll throw in Duress here for disrupting combos and control decks. Soul Guide Lantern for Graveyard Hate, and also sacrificing it does trigger off Super Shredder. We have Ice Out here as our counterspell. The Bargain ability makes this not only cheaper, but again, goes well with Super Shredder. And then finally, and the most devastating of ways is if we are too slow with Meat Hook Master, or maybe our opponent going super wide, we can use Aetherize here to then return all of their attacking creatures to their hand. And keep in mind, this does work very, very well with Shredder's ability. But otherwise, that is the whole game plan, everyone, in a nutshell. Oh, Sneaky Toilet, good morrow. Help your good sir. Hello, my fire friend. Good morning. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And hello there, Eli Gamer. You're here as well. Thanks again for joining us as well. Hopefully you're both having, again, a great weekend. Okay. But otherwise, that is the whole game plan, everyone. So let's go ahead. Let's play our Shredder deck in ranked. And we actually made it to what was it now? I'm missing the ranks here. Diamond. There, yeah. There we go. Diamond. So playing in Diamond ranked here. We're at the bottom, though, but still, we'll see if we can go high with Bouncing Shredder. Let's see how well the deck can do, everybody. Feeling pretty good about this one. Not usually my style of just grinding out opponents by doing a control mid-range pile, but I think this one can actually work really well. And not to mention, Shredder is a very scary card if your opponent does not have an answer. Okay, so here we go. First game. We have the Choked Estuary, which is great. Island, got plenty of Storm Chasers talent. Okay, this looks pretty solid overall. So let's see. They're playing Lutri, so combo deck. We'll reveal our island. And let's see. Let's play the Storm Chasers talent to get started. Make our token. All right, opponents. Show me what you got. So interesting they're playing Lutri, so that means they're playing Singleton. We'll see if that's actually going to be bad for us. But for now, Hopeless Nightmare, pumping up our Otter. Make them lose a card. So what do you discard, opponent? This also helps us get an idea of what they're doing. Okay. Opponents, what you got? They're still thinking. Okay, so they threw away Biza. So I think now that we kind of have an idea of what they're doing, we're going to bounce back our Hopeless Nightmare. I'm sorry, opponent. We're going to start realizing our simple stuff. Ooh, we have a sensor. Okay. We still get the pump, though, for our Otter. So we are applying decent pressure. Opponent, what you got? Oh, we got the Super Shredder already. Okay. So for that, we're going to hold on to him, but we do need at least a little bit more to work with. Alright, Mystical Dispute. Okay. Opponent is definitely doing the control hand, but again, they're still Singleton. So we'll see if actually that helps or hurts us. Lutri off the side, but they still gotta also pull it off. Okay, gotta know where to run. So now we're kind of like a little clunky, because even though we have a low mana curve, we're not getting any more lands. Opponents? Okay. Still swinging. We're going to do what we can to just keep the pressure on our opponent here. We're down to 12. We haven't taken damage yet. Okay, they got Memory Deluge. Digging deep for their Singleton copies. It's pretty much Azorius control. Okay, so, other question, everybody, while we're doing our thing. How's everyone's weekend been so far? Hopefully you all have been having a good weekend. You know, I'm asking also, how's the weather been for everybody out there? Ours has been very wacky where I'm at. Oh, opponents? So while you guys take the time to think about that, our opponent is thinking, do they want to use the Field of Ruin now? No. They're just tapping. Okay, they're stocking up. So the only clunky part about our game plan right now is technically we do have answers for control decks, but we don't have them in our main deck. Mostly because when you're playing best of one, you mostly encounter a lot of aggro creature decks. We'll see. What is our opponent trying to dig out? Okay. Alright. Still nothing yet. Sewer Valence Cam's not bad. Do we try Super Shredder now? Okay. I guess at this point, might as well use Shredder to bait cards. Okay. Does our opponent have anything? Nope. Down to 11. Consult the star charts. All right. I'm assuming now, because I put out Super Shredder, they're probably going to be digging for their Wrath. Ugh. Let's see. Did they get it? Oh, temporary lockdown. All right. So that's the one card that also is absolutely devastating against us. Even though Super Shredder, you can see, triggers off, he's not on the board. So we get no value. Okay. So. Okay, well, we got another Storm Chaser talent, so it's not like we're down. But where's our lands at? We definitely need a land. I know, again, we're only running 20 in this deck, but with the low mana card that we have, we should be able to pull out at least one more land, otherwise we can't really play much of anything. Okay, they got the Teferi. Joy. Okay, so they are going to be drawing cards here.
Let's skip to the good part.
Okay. Only one Teferi in the deck. Okay, they untap 2 lands. Okay, and it's our turn. Okay, well, we got the Meister's Theater. Still a little slow, but it's okay. So I guess this is going to be a grindy match. Let's get out a Swamp. Now we're pretty good on our lands. Unfortunately, though, this is so frustrating right now because we fell behind so much even though we had nothing really to play. Opponent's got the Teferi, and that's now going to slow us down a ton because we have to focus on getting rid of Teferi.
Now.
Okay. Opponent's not playing any creatures, so that means all of our cards don't do anything. Okay. On the other hand, again, they're still singleton, but they are going to be digging out their answers quick. They moved their deck pretty fast, though. 38 cards left. Okay. Opponents? Opponent? Okay, they got Elspeth. All right. Well, that might be ending us soon. We don't really have an answer to get around that. On the other hand, though, we can start blowing up tokens now. That's not too bad. But they have probably already a ton of counters in hand. Okay. We do have a Meat Hook Massacre to at least help us try to get out of this mess. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Grim Bauble. Okay. Does this work? Or are we dead? I'm guessing they have to have a counter in hand. If they're playing Singleton, they probably have all the... Yeah, there it is. There's the counter. Okay. This, at this point now, looks unwinnable. Okay. Well, their stupid gimmick deck is working. I swear, if I was to play a gimmick deck like this, it usually never works. On the other hand, though, that does give me an idea for a future video. I mean, if you guys want to see me do, like, really weird, wacky stuff like this, let me know. But right now, it looks like it's our opponent is somehow going off here. Okay, we're still at 21, so it's still a ways away until our opponent can actually get us to a much more lower level. But not getting lands really, really is hurting. Okay. And they can keep on tapping, so they will always have mana open. Alright. Got a Momentum Breaker. Try Meat Hook Massacre number 2. Okay. Opponents, do you have another counter? Oop, they're digging for something. Oh, they got the El Quench, yeah. Okay. I know we're still a ways away at 19, but we can't maintain momentum now with 2 Planeswalkers one pseudo wrath, tokens to start hitting us, and they're going to start turning on their Hall of Storm Giants. So we give it one turn. If they counter us with stuff next turn, then we're pretty much done. This is sad. Very slow, agonizing way to die. Well, while I'm sitting here trying to figure out when to scoop, question for everyone out there. So, what are your expectations for the next set coming out? I know it feels like it's still a ways away, but we're actually going to be approaching Strixhaven previews pretty soon. So what are you hoping for with Strixhaven coming out in about a month now? Wow, we're moving fast. Let me know what your thoughts are on Strixhaven coming out, everyone. Are you excited for that set coming out? Are you not feeling it? Let me know, and I would love to hear from you. Okay. Oh, dang it, and that's down to 16. Still not using the Hall of Storm Giants yet. They can, if they want to. But now we lost both of our rats. One's got all the cards they need. I don't know why they brought in Loot Tree, though, but okay. Okay. There's away some lands. Finally, we're getting our lands, but it's going to be way too late. Okay, so just out of spite at this point. Okay, we get rid of a soldier token. We will pass here. Let's see. Does our opponent turn on? If they turn on the Storm Giants, technically we can get rid of it. Okay, opponent's making more soldier tokens. And more land drops. Okay, well, okay. Activate Grimbauble. Okay, well, jeez, okay. Right, Narset there. Okay, anything else, opponents? I think they're just going to go the slow, agonizing, safe route. I was hoping they were going to turn on Hall of the Storm Giants so I could then know where to run into Fatal Push to then get that off the field, but alright. We're just going to concede this one. There's no point dragging this one out. They have way too much momentum, and we could not get our bounce effects off, so dang. Their gimmick deck actually worked. Must be nice. I don't know what that's like. Okay. It's okay, though, everyone. Shaking it off. We're going to just get right back into it. Okay. Hopefully this next one should be a much better one for our game plan. Alright, so while we're waiting for the next one here. Oh, okay. I do have another question for everyone that is watching. So, question for everyone that is watching. What has been overall been your favorite of the Universes Beyond sets that have come out? So actually now we have quite a few. So of course Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, if you actually do like that one, Ninja Turtles recently now, and Avatar. So what has been your one that you've enjoyed? Let me know again. Okay, so then from here, Maestro's Theater. Alright, and we will get on an island. Getting ourselves going there. Alright, opponents. Monastery Swiss here. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be mono red aggro, which we are much more better equipped to fight. Get the momentum breaker. So we edict that off the field. Nice. Just keeping them out of reach. Alright, opponents. Corey Steel Cutter. Alright, so that might be a bit of an annoying thing, but it's okay. We do have ways of getting around that. We're just going to hold off for a bit. Okay, opponents. Show me what you got. Pyre Verge. Monastery Swift here, okay. Anything else? Okay, Soul Scar Mage, number 2. That turns on Corey Steel Cutter. So So the only problem I think with this deck is we don't have a real answer for Corey Steelcutter right here and now. Okay, but otherwise, Sewer Valence Cam. We tap down the Monk. And nowhere to run. So no matter what they pump, we can actually take out Monastery Swiftspear. So that's out of the way. Okay. Phew. Threats down for now. Okay, we got 2 Fatal Pushes. So Momentum Breaker for 1. What does our opponent take out? You gotta take out something, opponents. Okay. Steel Cutter down. That's good. Oh, man. I just wish we had Shredder right now. This actually would have been a perfect game for Shredder to really, really get big. But okay, it's no problem, everyone. We will see. Hot Dog World. Hot dogs? Where? That actually sounds kind of good right now. Actually, I haven't eaten so far, but a hot dog does sound kind of tasty right now. Eli, then, if you're mentioning hot dogs, do you actually have a favorite hot dog you do like? You know what? Actually, everyone else, what is your favorite type of hot dog? What do you like to put on your hot dog? Or do you like something like healthier, like a turkey dog? While you're all figuring that out, okay, opponent is pinging away. So, let's see. They swing, of course. Thankfully, we do have a Fatal Push, so, again, we're slowing them down as much as we can. Hopefully, we'll make them lose enough momentum where these tokens shouldn't be a threat to us. Okay, we go to 16. Okay. They shock themselves down to 16. Okay, so we're actually in a pretty good spot here. Narset coming down. Alright. Usually red doesn't have too much card draw, but then we should be able to tick down here and get our stuff. So let's see, what do we want? I guess we'll take the Storm Chaser's talent. And we'll pass. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Opponents. So they have to, if they want to make more monks. Okay, they got the Academic Dispute. Okay. So that does create a bit of a small threat against us. Boomerang Basics. Do they bounce back their Storm Chaser's talent? Or do they bounce anything else? It has to be the Storm Chaser's talent. Oh, they didn't play anything else. Okay, so this actually should be a good one for us, because I know they're going to throw that Monk token here. But what they don't know is we have another Fatal Push in hand. Oh, they actually do go for both. Okay, well, that's fine. Either way. Say goodbye to that token. Granted, our Narset no longer can do anything, because now she's at 1, but that's okay. At the very least, though, we have a little bit of time to spend to hopefully stem the bleeding. Fart face. Wait, what? I have no idea what you're saying, Eli. But okay. Oh, sorry, opponent. You couldn't draw another card off of that. Okay. Ooh, we got our own Boomerang Basics. So that's actually pretty nice for us. So, Storm Chaser's talent. So we make our own token. We will Boomerang Basics back. Nowhere to run. So that's nice. We'll draw a card off of that. Okay, great. Got a Swamp. And we'll pass here. Okay. So little by little, we are just trying to see if we can build momentum again. Thankfully now we have actually a Storm Chaser talent in the yard. So this means that with level 2 for our Storm Chaser talent here, we should be able to then hopefully pop off. Okay. Opponents. Okay, they have the Academic Dispute. We pump. Take out that token. Gone. Okay. So they force us to block with our token, which is annoying. But that's okay. Eli, they're from Zuru Toys called Fart Face Fugglers? I have no idea what that is. I guess I would have to look it up later on. Zuru Toys? What else are they known for? If you don't mind me asking. Oh. Okay, well, while I take the time to look at that later on, let's see. Does our opponent play the abandoned attachments? They will swing, so unfortunately we have to block. Okay, so Narset goes bye-bye. And then we have to block. Well, that stinks, but that's okay. Little by little, just trying to slowly see if we can build some momentum here. Okay. Storm Chaser's Talon, again, is not too shabby. But for this... Okay. Alright. Get back the boomerang basics. Alright. And then from here, we will bounce back... What do we bounce back here? I guess it's going to be the nowhere to run again. Okay, draw another card. Okay, we're slowly getting now our spot removal. Ideally, a Meat Hook Massacre here would be devastating, but I don't know where it is in our deck. We still got a ways to go. But the good news is we managed to slow down our opponent. So, you can definitely see here, the deck itself is definitely going to be a grindy one. And I know some of you out there are not too fond of decks like this. Again, it's not my style usually, but you can admit, even with what we have, we could slowly make sure that our opponents don't get the value they get and are forced to have to keep casting spells to do it.
I have reached my limit.
Eli, these are the best animals. Oh, you're a fan of burbs. Okay, that's cute. I like birds too. Okay, hold on. I was playing another Storm Chaser challenge. Okay, we really could use a Wrath right now to kind of slow down things. We're at 13. Come on, deck. Oh, we got Super Shredder. That's actually pretty nice with our game plan here. Okay, so for this, we need to start softening them up completely here. So first off, let's take out one token. If our opponent plays the Abandoned Attachment, so be it. Okay, opponents? Do they do it? Alright, and there you go. Super Shredder is going to start getting pumped up here. So, I'm going to wait it out for a smidge. I'm just waiting to see if they actually play that Abandoned Attachments. I know they have to at some point. Emberheart Challenger, alright. Do they have what I think they do? They have to. They have to. Dense Planet, well, hello there. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It is afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon, my fire friend. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You're just in time. I'm not sure if this is what you envisioned for your Dimir bounce deck, Dense Planet, but I think you might still appreciate this one just the same. Okay. Ooh. I'm sorry, opponent. Nowhere to run. Literally, you have nowhere to run. You can't even play this card because you have to discard a card. So Emberheart Challenger goes bye-bye. And now Shredder gets pumped up even more. So our opponent can do a big swing here, but that's okay. Ooh, okay. So at least we managed to slow them down just a smidge, but oh dear. Ugh. Down to... Oh, we lost. I thought we had at least one more turn. Well, okay. It's okay, everyone. Not good at math. That's okay. We're still at Diamond, so we still can, of course, hang out here in a good, very competitive level. It's all good, though. It's all good. That's okay. Math was not my strong suit. And yet here I am playing a game that requires a lot of math involved. Oh. I'm not sure why you put there, Eli, because it just shows the little placeholder square thing. So I'm not sure what it said for blank and blank birds are extinct. So, yeah, sorry, I can't see that. But I do see on here you put up, what was it, the duck, the swan, the chick. It looks like a robin, a peacock, a rooster, owls. I love all those birds. Birds are fun. You want to see the deck list? Okay. You know, I mean, you kind of know how it goes, Dense Planet. I usually will put up the deck list, of course, once we're done. But I mean, you'll kind of get a chance to see the overall deck in just a little bit. Let's see. Once we get to the halfway point, you'll be able to get a chance to see the deck list. Okay. Let's see. We'll throw away. We had our opponent throw away a Johnny here, huh? So does that mean they're a poison deck? I'm not sure what that means. I guess we'll find out here in a bit. So let's first get on an island. Opponent, what you got? Ogre's Ascendancy. Okay. Interesting. Play the Narsets. So that at least slows down their shenanigans for a bit while we figure out what we want. Let's get out of Storm Chaser's talent. Whatever they have as a creature, I'm not too worried about just yet. You'll bet the... Oh, of course we got to do an upgraded list. Don't worry. There will be one. Tameo. Okay.
Every story is an opportunity for new
Interesting
data.
choice. So they're Bants.
Every story is worth listening to.
I have no idea what their game plan is here. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Let's get out our talent. We will tick down Narset to dig out another cards. Okay. What do we want? I guess the Grim Bauble, just in case. And then from here, pass the turn. Okay. So from here, oh man, if we just had a Super Shredder right now, we can really start going off with this. Okay. All right. So they're playing, looks like a Super Friends shenanigans. Okay. So that means our opponent is going to start just doing crazier things here.
New data is always welcome.
Okay. We got the Fatal Push, so that's not bad. Let's see. We just need a way to stem the bleeding. Grim Bauble. Take out one token. Nice. We will play the Fatal Push. Get another token. Alright. Momentum Breaker. Force them to discard a card. Okay, and that means... What do we take out, though? That's actually the hardest part. Okay, we probably should hit Tameo here. Untap. Okay. Okay, hit it down to 5. So now it's...
Subject is
They've...
easily agitated.
I don't know. Alright, so this is kind of a tricky one, because I actually haven't played a Super Friends deck in a little while. So we're hoping we can get around it, but dang, those Elspeth tokens are going to be such a pain to get through. Eli Gamer. Mikey, maybe he would be there, or even... Mikey, oh.
Yields in life.
Okay. Mikey and, of course, was it Donnie having their goofy little banter from Ninja Turtles? I have to remember what scene that is. Okay. But until then, that's what I suppose you do run usual suspects. Ally Spellcaster, Boomerang Basics. This town ain't big enough? The works? Oh, I forgot about this town ain't big enough. I keep forgetting that card is a thing. That actually would help us out a lot. So I probably would have to look at that again in a bit. But until then, let's see. Alright, so... They got... a very interesting set here. Okay. Okay, we'll tap away. Ugh, so many cards that allow them to draw other stuff. So we tap that. Fatal Push away. And they still get to draw cards off of that. Okay. Play our Narset. Narset number 2.
I have practiced against men.
Tick down.
I have just
Okay,
the
and then
trick
we
for
need...
this.
Look at the next Surveillance cam. So same thing again. We have to find a way to just keep stuff off the field. Okay.
You are setting a
So they
bad
can't draw any cards so as long as our Narset is there, but they're going to blow it up right now. Eli, the scene that was Raph and Leo were infected by a mutated wasp. Oh, how long ago was that? I mean, you have to excuse me because, again, like, so many episodes of Ninja Turtles between all the different variations, Eli. So I'm a little... my brain right now can't figure out where specifically that was. What season or whatnot. Okay, I'm just going to start drawing cards here. Very interesting spicy brew. Because I haven't seen anything like this before. And it is beyond annoying. Okay. Once again, it looks like I don't know if we're going to be able to survive this. So we can try... get the Fatal Push again. And then we Fatal Push away. Yeah. We'll just concede this one. We can't fight against this annoying level of things, but dang. Okay, well, not looking too good for our deck here in ranked. Dang, I was hoping we were actually going to get at least one win by now. But, yeah, competition's tough right here at Diamond. And we're dealing with a lot of brews I've actually never seen before, so I am thrown off a little bit on what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting a lot more creature-efficient decks. Because I think right now in Pioneer, what is it, the Is It Lessons deck? There actually is a variant here in Pioneer. And Mono Red Aggro is actually still a thing in this format. But I guess we're not running into those decks today. Fascinating. That's funny. Did you put in stock up? Not exactly. So most of our deck is focused on just trying to see if we can get permanents to go in and out of the field as much as possible to pump up Super Shredder. The only awkward part is we have yet to actually really use Super Shredder to its full effectiveness. But it's okay. We still got time. We still got time. Alright, so got our Boomerang Basics, the Talent, Narset, of course, Scrim Bobble. Okay, so it's a very, very controlling hand if we can get there. Get the island. Storm Chaser's Talent. Alright, we got our token. Eli Gamer. As Raph, you're not funny, Mikey. Mikey yelling out, of course, you're fat, Raph, and then hits him. I never get tired of those two, just with their banter back and forth. Alright, Swamp. We will play Grim Bobble. Pumps up our Otter. Nice. Flip Sphere down. We will then bounce back our own Storm Chaser's Talent. Alright. Draw another card off of that. Ooh, got a Hopeless Nightmare. That's good. Push through damage down to 17. 19 to 17. So if we don't get any lands here, we're going to have to live off of these nowhere to runs for a bit. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully our opponents, which looks like they're going to be the Is It Prowess deck? No, they got rid of our token. But that's okay. That's why we have another talent. Momentum Breaker's not too bad either. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent number 2. We'll do a Hopeless Nightmare now. That doesn't give us the pump we want to utilize, but at least we can still do 2 damage to them. Okay, let's try. What did it throw away? Eli. Hey, Infernoman, how did you get your fire character? Oh, an interesting, good question there. So, are you talking about, like, just how I became a thing as a fireball? Honestly, it kind of came to me randomly from my own screen name. I've had the screen name for, like, ever. I've actually never really changed my screen name all that much over the years. So I figured, you know what? I'll make something that represents it just a bit. Okay, our opponent actually used their Boomerang Basics on us. Okay. Well, they can. So let's see. We will... I guess we'll wait on this. We're not getting our lands, which is a little awkward, but that's okay. Okay. They do not want to shock themselves. All right, opponents. Anything? Okay, they do swing. All right, well, we came here to make sure we can keep things under control, so nowhere to run. Oh, they have a Quencha. Okay. That's annoying, but that's okay. Might as well take the damage. So from here, play another Storm Chaser's Talent. And we Fatal Push... Actually, no, hold on one second. We'll wait. Our opponent has anything else right now. Do they? Let's see. But yeah, so my fire... Me as a fireball came to me because of the screen name, the short version of it. I feel like I probably might have to do a whole nother video on this at some point. But first off, let me Fatal Push this away. They will make us lose our creature because of how Reckless Rage is worded, but that's okay. At least we got rid of this, their token. If they don't have anything else to play, then we do have now a shot to stabilize. Oh. Okay, so they Boomerang Basics anyway, just to make sure we can... They can just trigger off. Okay, that's a choice, opponent. Down to 12. Okay, Maestro's Theater. First off, we will Momentum Breaker. Get rid of the token. But now that they're top decking, they can't turn on Corey Steelcutter for a bit, so that does buy us time. Okay, get an island. So Narset is ready. Dense Limit. My bounce deck usually has a mix of bouncer cards and bouncees if you want to bounce back for value. Something like that nightmare creature that bounces permanents you control, for like Fear of Isolation. Okay, I see. So your version is a little bit more in tune with a bit more of a mixed mid-range. Not necessarily just pure control, little to no creatures. Okay. Let's get our Boomerang basics. Okay. So, opponent's got 2 Corey Steel Cutters, but now they can't really do anything with them, so that's good for us. Okay, we got the Tithing Blade. We'll get that Tithing Blade just in case. And then from here, we'll bounce back. Get the Talent. So I want to see if we can get a threat on board. Okay, Talent again. Make another token. And we'll pass him here. Man, if we only had Super Shredder right now. Come on, deck. We just want the Super Shredder. Okay. They make their token. Do they tick up? I'm guessing they do. They have to. All right. But that means they can't cast anything for a turn. Okay. So, from here, Tithing Blade. We make them get rid of their token. Thankfully, we do have a Meat Hook Massacre waiting in the wings. So that is something. But we will devastate it right now with Hopeless Nightmare. You shouldn't have bounced that back, opponent. That was a huge mistake on your end. So too bad. You have to lose that. Alright, we're at level 2. Down to 10. Alright. Well, now we're making progress. So hopefully it should be a win for us. We're definitely in control now. Our opponent's already burned up level 2 there, so they got nothing else. Okay, so let's see. Storm Chaser's Talent again. So we'll play that. Okay. We'll make another token off of that. Alright. And now slowly but surely we will just start whittling away at their life. Down to 8. Alright, making progress. We're getting there. Okay. Okay. Part 3. Max can help us out in case we need to stabilize for damage. But so far we've been doing good. We're definitely now in control of the match. Call the Storm Giants. A little late, but that's okay. I guess we'll just stay the course. It's tempting to try to sack these right now. But in case our opponent right now plays something, which looks like they're going to do. Oh, nope, no. Okay. Well, that's good for us. Down to 6. Alright. Almost there. Little by little, we are devastating our opponent here. Dense Limit. Still mine more control-ish, but yeah, it's mid-range. Was playing around with other cards from my experience. The ones that are most bang for your buck are 3 cost or less. 4 or more is questionable at best, unless they have some insane value. Okay. I guess I'll have to compare your list later on with mine. But until then, Screaming Nemesis. Alright. So this is the reason also why we had the nowhere to runs. So now at least we're poised to stop our opponent here. Okay. So they're going to opt. But we have 2 nowhere to runs and a Surveillance. And also they cannot draw any more cards off of that. So thanks to Narset. So that locks them out. Phew. They're going to see if they can try to swing here. Watch. They got it. Okay, opponents, I see what you're trying to do there. But we're going to stop you right now. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's what they tried to do. So in that case, nowhere to run. Pumps up our otters. That gets rid of 1. Sewer Valence Cam. There we go. Untap 1 otter. Yes. Nice. Now that's where the deck card shines. Okay, great. And then from here, nowhere run off the top. Might as well just finish off our opponent here now. We got the win. We got the win. We did it. All right. And then Momentum Breaker secures the win, forces them to throw away their last card. And there you go, everyone. Our victory finally. First one for the day. opponent already scoops before we can get the final blow in, but it's too late because our win was set. So, there we go. Nice. Oh, finally we got a win with this deck. Okay, so let's see if we can try to at least get one more with this deck. But at least there, we were able to show that we could outgrind the arguably best deck right now in Pioneer, the Is It Lesson pile. Actually, now that I think about it, is it kind of like there's I think two or three rotating Is It decks right now in Pioneer. So it's the Is It Lessons deck, the Is It Prowess deck, and the Is It Phoenix deck. But I think the Phoenix deck is the one I don't want to face off against. We can show you, we can handle the Lesson and the Prowess deck. We have the tools for that in the main deck. So it does show that it is dual. Oh, wow. Playing against a Mythic player? Well, that's fair, but okay. It's fine, it's fine. Ain't gonna be mad. Let's see if we can get around their shenanigans. We'll throw off that. Choke Estuary. Play our Storm Chaser's talent. Make our token. Okay, opponents. Soul Scar Mage, alright, that's fine. Okay, ooh. I have the Eye Tyrant now. But if we then do Maestro's Theater, that means we can do Narset. Okay. I think we'll have just Maestro's Theater. We need to make sure we can hit that. We need that blue spot for turn 3 for sure. We can still Grim Bobble, so that's good. Alright, that's gone. Nice. Get our damage in, down to 18, and we're at 21. So, let's see. Turn 3, we can Narset and start digging out more of our pieces. Okay. Opponents. Soul Scar Mage is gone. What's he got? No land drop? I'm sure you have to have a land drop. Maybe? Or did you get greedy? Hoping to draw into a land. Oh, they were greedy. Okay, well, that helps us out a lot. So let's see. Play again Narset.
If you wish to surrender,
Tick down with Narset.
hone
We
your
will get
prowess.
out... I guess we'll get out nowhere to run. And then we'll attack. Wow, opponent did not get their land drop. And for a red deck like that, even though they can be super low to the ground, that is devastating. So we'll see. Oh man, I really wish we can get the Shredder out. I realize though with the way this deck is designed, it's a little hard to do that. Okay, so they are distracted by Narset. She can still provide value, so we're not too worried yet. Let's see here. Okay. We will Boomerang Basics away. Alright. Draw another card, okay. Maestro's Theater. Play... Actually, we'll do it this way. Down to 14. If our opponent does not play any more lands, that is actually in our favor. Okay, never mind. They actually got the land. Okay. Let's see how they swing, though. Alright, that's fine. Okay. So, here's how we can blow them away here. Okay. Nowhere to run. Pumps up. Emberheart Challenger. Gone. Sewer Valence Camp. We then untap our own Otter. There we go. Block here. And there we go. Down only to 20. Okay, opponent. Let's see. I guess we'll play Storm Shooter's Talent again. Pump it up. Okay, nice. Having the Eye Tyrant, might as well just do that now. Swing here, down to 12. Okay. Well, we will lose Narset next turn. At the very least, we are in control of the fight. Screaming Nemesis, alright. That's okay. Don't have that much life gain in the deck, so we just need to just blow it away. And thankfully, we do have a nowhere to run. Okay, so our opponent here... you know what? We'll let it go. Narset's done her job. Sacrifice our Grim Bobble. Okay, we gotta know where to run. Well, that's fine. We don't need another land, though. Is it meta? That's meta. Yeah, it always has been. And OG Dimir control is basically worthless because it's just way too surprisingly enough. It's also Dimir bounce is just the way to go in current day and age. Because, yeah, developing a board of oversaturated creatures with so-called price is where it's actually beneficial is very good. I meant to add slow for the OG Dimir control. Dimir controls power crept into obscurity with Dimir Bounce being so much better. Yeah, even though I've played over time like several different Dimir decks you've seen, they've honestly just been outclassed because currently the current meta of Bounce is it's so low to the ground. Like, as you can see even with my janky version here, it's literally just 1 and 2 drops. So you are it's very cheap, very efficient once everything's kind of going off. Okay, so from here, might as well know where to run now. Get our electrical to pump in. Take out the Nemesis, so that's off the field. Down to 8. Opponent still has a ways to go before they can catch up to us. But yeah, right now, Bounce is, it's good. I mean, our version is definitely a very different take, but so far I've been enjoying it. We could probably discuss more tweaks about it once we get to the upgraded version after this match. I will definitely say, though, okay, so our opponent here, even though they're mythic, they're doing what they can with mono red. I commend them for that because, again, being a mono red fan myself, I enjoy it, but also it's been kind of tough for me to try to play mono red aggro these days. Like, every time I play it, I just cannot push through once we get to a certain level. Okay, down to 16. Okay, so our opponent here has all of the pump here in the world, but that's how we do this. Tithing Blade. Alright. That goes bye-bye. Alright. Sorry, opponents. I think... Let's see. Actually, how do we want to do this here? Actually, let's... Storm Chaser's Talent. Bring back Boomerang Basics. We will then bounce back. What do we want here? I guess we'll get the Storm Chaser's Talent again. Might as well just go in for the blow here. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think we got it. Down to 2. Unless if our opponent has life gain, I think we've got this here. Legend of Roku gives them their 1 mana. Screaming Nemesis. They can pump up with crazy with Kumamo and Monstrous Rage, but that's not enough. They need 16 points of damage right here and now if they want to win. 6. Alright. 15. And that's not enough. Alright, so we don't even have to swing here. And our opponent figured it out too. So victory goes to us there. Nice. Alright, we beat a mythic player. I mean, I know that's not a huge achievement, but I'll take it. A win's a win. Okay, so not too bad there for the last ones. We actually managed to get a couple wins. So overall, deck, as we're reaching the halfway point, feels pretty good. There is, of course, a little bit of clunkiness, but I think that might be just more or less us trying to rebalance to make sure we can handle a little bit of everything. I am admitting that the deck does feel very heavily on creature removal. So we might want to maybe readjust things a bit here for the non-creature decks out there. Because I realize as we're going through this meta here, we're going to be, of course, dealing with a bit of a mix. Let's see. Dense mana. Even 3 mana drops are slow, and it's usually 2 or less. Unless you pick for sideboard, even me, the Dimir player, and Bounce deck enjoyer. So yeah, also, don't forget about stock up. Okay, so with that in mind, though, Dense Planets, and as you can see right here, and I'm showing everybody here, this version here is not bad. It's not obviously the most efficient, but we were hoping to try to rely a lot more on Shredder to bounce things. But with the way our deck is designed, and I realize this now, is we have a hard time digging out Shredder to actually get value off of him. I love the card, but we're not pulling him out fast enough to actually use him to his full potential. So maybe we'll tweak this here in the upgraded version. So if we take the time to really invest in this, you actually can get a lot more value out of it. However, there is going to be a little bit more that we're going to try to kind of modify here a bit. So before we go into it, and maybe I can use you as my helpful advisor, if you will, Dense Planets. This is what I wanted to show off for the upgraded version of the deck, but maybe it's not ideal. Maybe we are a little too heavy on 3 drops here. Okay. Well, appreciate your help as always. I know that you are definitely, this is your expertise. You do love Dimir. You love playing these kinds of grind them out for value decks. But I think, I don't know, now that you mentioned what you said, maybe the 3 drops aren't fast enough. So maybe we might want to pick something else that's a little bit more in tune. Or maybe we can move, I don't know. Maybe Narset is more better for the sideboard. And even though I wanted to play these cards, Gix Command and Cloning of Shredder, maybe they're a little too slow. They do cost a lot of mana, so that maybe might be a little bit too rough for us. So here's what I'm thinking right now. Cloning of Shredder would be more better if we had a slower, bigger... Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to be able to cast a 6-drop, even if we play best of 3. Neither with Gix Command, so maybe those have to go. And I'm thinking maybe we move Narsets to the sideboard, and then we could put in Stock Up. Maybe that might be helpful, because that at least will help us dig out Super Shredder a lot easier. I mean, at the very least, we did show in the budget version that Narsets did do something. They are helpful, but they are slow. For the same 3 mana, Stock Up gets you the 2 cards instantly. On the other hand, Narset slows down card draw. I don't know. And if anybody else out there does have their own suggestions, let me know, everyone, what you recommend. We're going to try to see if we can tweak this before we go completely back into the next set of games. Eli Gamer still saying, you're here? Well, I still appreciate you being here. Thank you for that. But okay, so, based on what we have right now, we'll put in the 3 right now as kind of a placeholder, but don't worry, we can tweak things here for a little bit before we go back into ranked. So what, 3 stock ups? Do we need anything like this town ain't big enough? Or do we want to try more of the bouncing effects so that way we can take advantage of Shredder? Like you were mentioning earlier that, what is it? I forgot the name of the card right now. Oh, Fear of Isolation. Maybe that might be a better option? And again, I employ this to everybody out there. If you have a suggestion, the main chat, and again, also I apologize. For those of you that might be seeing this on Instagram or X, I don't know why the chat just does not pop up for everybody here in the main one. So if you don't see any of your commenting, I'm going to see if I could try to find a way to make sure I can see those from you guys. So if anybody's watching from those ones, if you have a suggestion, I'll try to see those separate feeds myself just to see. I want to make sure that you guys are heard. Got to try to keep it fair. Ugh, that was kind of painful. Okay. So, Eli Gamer, King Wart will be in the Mario Galaxy movie. He will be, although that's kind of a spoiler. Well, I realize now, not much of a spoiler, but I am aware that is a thing. At least we saw from the movie poster shows it? That'd be fun. I'm guessing you're going to see that movie then, Eli? Looking forward to the Mario Galaxy movie? Okay. While you take the time to reply to that, Dense Planet. Okay, let's get this. Sewer Valence Cam is... Oh, it's not good? Aw. I thought it was good because it's a 1-drop and we can use it to tap and untap our tokens or their creatures. Replace it with Fear of Isolation, you say. Okay. Well, okay, we'll give that a shot. Alright, so in that case then... I mean, you are the one that knows these colors better than I do. So, I'll hear you out, of course, on that. So we have Fear of Isolation instead now. So that means we can bounce things back. And we also have now at least a creature in the sky. So that provides us at least another way to start doing some damage. Okay. Cut 2 Super Shredders. Alright. Okay. And the Tithing Blade. Okay. Tithing Blade goes bye-bye. Liliana's Veil is not good here either. Replace her with This Town Ain't Big Enough. Okay. Sorry, Liliana. I guess you probably are a little too slow for this deck, so we can cut that. And then let's see. Let's type in town so I can pull it out. Okay. We'll put in 4. We'll figure out the ratios in a second here. Okay. So right now we're at 58 cards. We have 3 stock ups. I'll put 4 just to make it a little bit more even. Okay. So here's what we currently have right now with the help of a viewer here, Dense Planet, everybody. But again, if anybody else out there has suggestions or ideas or what you want to see, we can tweak this deck a little bit more before we actually get back into the gameplay. But so far, with our suggestions from our fiery friend here, we're using now This Town Ain't Big Enough. We're going to be using stock ups instead. We dropped our Sewer Valence Cam. I do really want to at least keep in Super Shredder because the whole point of the deck was to have Shredder actually do his bouncing shenanigans. But if it's not worth it, I mean, we can still look at cutting it if you actually want to go with a more serious deck, everyone. However, I at least want to keep that. Get the set of stock up, and momentum up to 2 at least. Okay, so add in another momentum breaker, so we have 2. Okay, and only 2 Super Shredders. Everything else is good then. We have 4 Nowhere to Runs. 2 Meat Hook Massacres, entire set of Hopeless Nightmares, keep the Fatal Pushes, the 2 Grim Baubles, 4 Storm Chaser's Talent, 4 Boomerang Basics. This all good? Eli Gamer. Bugs. Daffy saying, Bugs, who is the Infernoman? Bugs also saying, the stream we're watching right now. Maroon, Daffy. Oh, hi there, Infernoman64. Honestly, I actually am a fan of Daffy. Oh, I kind of wish Daffy actually would say that. For reals. Okay, try this? Okay, let's give this a shot. So with what we tweaked right now, everyone, we're going to see if we can make this version of the Shredder bounce deck upgraded better. Although granted, yes, we are running less Shredders, but that's okay, everyone. Even if we can get one Shredder to do its thing, I would actually take this as a win. So let's give this a shot. Again, the deck is not set in stone. It is malleable, so we can tweak things here and there if we need to. Okay, so what we have here, it's supposed to be the control hand. Hopeless Nightmares, Grim Baubles for removal, Nowhere to Run for removal, have a small Wrath with Meat Hook Massacre. If we can get to 1 blue source, we can start doing our thing. Okay, Hopeless Nightmare. Since they thankfully did mulligan, this actually hurts them even more. Okay, opponents. Okay. Alright, Valimore. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be doing more spell slinging, but that's good. That works out for us. Alright, we will pass here, because we can then play Nowhere to Run on their turn. Okay, opponents. Alright. Nowhere to Run. Okay, opponent would have to do 2 pumps here just to keep the Soul Scar Mage alive. But even so, they won't do any damage even if they max power it. They would need a... They need a Monstrous Rage. Do they have it? Dense Planet. Running a full set of any legendary creature in my eyes is a bit awkward if you draw multiples. 2 copies is usually more than enough. Okay, fair enough. I appreciate your analysis, and I always appreciate you being honest with me. But at the very least, I at least want to keep at least a couple Shredders. Because again, the whole point of us was to see if we can utilize him with bounce effects to see if we can make him into a fantastic finisher. Oh, opponent does have some pump. Alright. Alright, so the Nowhere to Run softens it up. Still does damage, but that's okay. So this time around, let's see. We'll Nowhere to Run this time around. Hard casting it. Alright. I suppose we could have avoided the 1 point of damage earlier, but that's okay. This does mean our opponent did have to burn up a card for that. So what does that mean here? Do they play? They only have 3 cards in hand. We got 4. You know, Eli, as you're mentioning these conversations as Daffy or Bugs, honestly, I can envision that in my head right now of the characters doing that thing. So it's actually kind of cute that I can imagine that. Okay, Momentum Breaker. We'll use it now. No value off of that Dread Horror Arcanist, so too bad, opponents. All right, still in control. Ooh, Drake Catcher. Okay. Okay, so we got Super Shredder, which is not too shabby. Let's see here. I guess we'll play him now. We really could use, though, another land. Another land would actually be nice for us to get a little wiggle room here. Okay, if our opponent has removal, they're going to use it now. Okay, no blocks. Okay. Drake Hatcher getting some value there. All right, Dread Horror Arcanist. Now, ironically, this is now where our friend here, Dense Planet, did make his good point. So we only have 2 copies of Super Shredder, and we just drew our second one. So now we kind of are in a weird, awkward spot here. Still, how do we do this here? I mean, there's not really anything we can do. I could pump up Shredder with Momentum Breaker, but that's not enough right now. But okay. Now we get a good example of seeing why it's important not to put in too many legendaries. Some decks do justify it, but this version right here doesn't quite. Okay. Sleight of Hand. At least they don't have removals, so even if they swing here, we can at least, if we have to, well, we can't really sponge a hit, but okay. I'm guessing they're going to get that Samet Sprint. Or they could get that Sleight of Hand if they want to pump. Okay. What will our opponent do here? Yep, honesty is the best policy, so that is true. And again, I always appreciate you helping out. Okay, so they are going to pump here. Surprisingly, they didn't have the Monstrous Rage. Or maybe that's probably deeper into their deck. Okay, so this is going to be a really painful hit here. I guess we can sacrifice Momentum Breaker now, just to sponge. Get a little life. Not enough for Shredder to block, though. Down to 8. Put that many counters on. Maestro's Theater. Alright, so we sack that. Wait. Did we upgrade the wrong deck? Oh dear. Okay, hold on. I realize now maybe we didn't play the right deck. I just realized that now. Okay, it's okay, everyone. No big deal. We could still make this work. Or at least we'll try to. We'll Grim Bobble away their Slickshot Show-Off. So that means Shredder does get bigger. Hopeless Nightmare. We don't really have anything else we can play, so might as well. Make our opponent lose 2 life. And they lose a card. Okay. Opponent. What else you got? What you throwing away? You only got 2 cards, so it's got to be one of them. Hopefully it should be something that helps slow down things. Okay. So they threw away Wild Ride. Alright, alright. Scary card there. Okay. They could remove 3 incubation tokens if they want, but they choose not to, so we go pushing them to 12. Okay. So, do they win here on this turn? Did we lose? Show off. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we did lose. Alright. Dang. But I think we played the wrong deck, so that was probably also my mistake too. Because I realized obviously our real deck actually has actual good lands. So that was my mistake, everyone. It's all good. It's all good. We'll take our L fair and square. Go down in rank, but it's not a big deal. Not a big deal, everyone. Just trying to keep the positivity there. Okay, let's actually pick the right deck this time. So, we're now going to play the Shredder upgraded deck. And don't worry, everyone. If you did miss the deck tech and what we tweaked with it, not to worry. The link for the final version of these decks will be available once we are done with the stream, everyone. They'll be available in the details below in just a bit. And even if you're on a different platform, don't worry. There'll be links across all the various ones. Okay, so now here's the real version of our upgraded deck. So we're going to use Storm Chaser's Talent. We have Fear of Isolation, Hopeless Nightmare. We have Meat Hook Massacre for Wrathing. Okay, does look a lot better than what we had before. So first off, Watery Grave, taking the shock. So as you can tell, obviously, we're going to use now shock lands and real good fetch lands. So Fable Passage will help us out here a lot. Okay. Nice. Okay, so we got our Swamp. We will play our Fear of Isolation, bouncing back the Talent. Putting out some threats. Opponent's playing a Mountain, so do they have... Okay. Ooh, Goblin Pile Driver. Wow. That's a blast from the past. I haven't seen that card played since since I was a teen first playing Magic. Whew, okay. Alright, interesting choice. It has protection from blue, so this is actually kind of clunky for our deck because they can't push through against us. So, this might be awkward for a bit. That's okay. We can still do damage with Fear of Isolation, though, if nothing else. So... we otherwise can't push through just yet. The Pile Driver literally can just do free rolls against us. Wow. I didn't know people still played this card. Oh, they have a second one. Ugh. Well, this is bad. Okay, that's okay, though. Fable Passage. Crack the Fable Passage. Thankfully, we do have a Meat Hook Massacre to help address this. So for now, got an island. We will... Actually, hold on one second. That would kill... Okay. Get the damage in first. Down to 15. And then 1, 2. Okay. This does mean we will lose our Otters, but there's a small price to pay to get rid of the Pile Drivers that normally we don't have an answer to. Make our opponent lose some life, and we gain life. Okay. Not too bad. Wow. A third one? Oh, come on. Jeez, okay. That's fine, everyone. It's fine. We still have, thankfully... some options here. Bounce back the Meat Hook Massacre. Play the Hopeless Nightmare. Make them lose a card. Okay. Push the damage down to 9. And we'll wait it out for a bit. I want to make sure we can keep reusing Meat Hook Massacre. If they're playing goblins, they're going to go wide. As I figured, they're going wide. Okay. Oh, we already got another one. Okay. Well, I guess that works out still. So, same thing. Push our damage first. Down to 5. All right. Tick up for 2. This will blow away both. Once the Horde Master is gone, the other one's gone too. There we go. Life gain and drain them. They get to at least get 1 card off of that, but that's a small price to pay. We're still at 22 and they're at 5. Goblins right now getting locked out from Meat Hook Massacre. So glad we kept that in the deck. Okay, Battle Cry Goblin. All right, that's cute. That's also cute. Okay, this should be it pretty much for now, everyone. We got the win here. Nice and easy. Okay, well done, Den Splendid, on helping me with this. Because we actually just needed this for the win. And there you go. Keep the new one. Ping, ping. Nice and easy. Okay. Bounce back the Hopeless Nightmare. Oh, I realized. Well, what? I bounced back the wrong one. Oops. That's okay, everyone. It's okay. Once again, I made a mistake. It's fine. Hopeless Nightmare still can get us the win. Or, I guess, they could just scoop. Either way, okay. That was fine. Phew. Almost made a really big boo-boo there, but okay. I guess our opponent really didn't have an answer, so yay. A win's a win. Den Splendid, I remember making a version of with a lot more enchantment synergy, aka using the Dustborn card called Anomaly Tracker for a lot of card draw, and I almost considered running Elevator WinCon, but the problem was I ran a 60-card deck that was so off the table. Nevertheless, the deck was surprisingly strong. Ooh, spicy. I'm curious about what that build looks like, but I'm sure you can post it up somewhere in the Discord, which does remind me, everyone. Again, if you do want to join our group of fiery friends, we do have a Discord, and again, that link will be located in the details once we're done with the stream. Next planet. Tip with bounce. Hopeless Nightmare is the key against most of the decks, so bounce that more frequently, but it depends on the matchup, even if the creature-based deck removal is better. Okay, duly noted. I'll try to make sure I can try to better balance and choose the right spells. But as you kind of saw in that one there, I guess in that instance there, the Meat Hook Massacre was at least this time around against the Goblin deck, was a better choice. Because I didn't want them to go too wide too fast. If we slowed them down, which we were able to, we prevented them from going too big against us. Again, once they got that pump going with the Goblins, that would have been actually really tough for us to get through with how much the Meat Hook Massacre would cost. But thanks again still for that. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so for here, okay, got 3 lands. That's good. We got the Nowhere to Run, Fable Passage, okay, Moonstone Prototype. Artifact deck? Looks like that might be what we're fighting against. That's fine. Make our token as always. Okay, Tormod's Crypt. Okay, so it looks like it is going to be mono blue affinity. Ooh, Quantum Riddler. Okay. I haven't actually had a chance to play with a Quantum Riddler in any decks. It's a good card. It is very strong, but I still haven't found a way to utilize it yet. Fear of Isolation. Bounce back our talent. Let's get our bigger threats out here quick. Okay, our opponent is definitely on artifacts. Connor V7Y, hello my fire friend, and good afternoon. How you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. You're just in the middle of us playing our upgraded version of our Shredder bounce deck. So thanks again for that. We're going to see if we can try to go off here. Alright, and this town ain't big enough, bouncing back the Stormship's talent and the synthesizer. We got to keep that off the field as much as we can. Alright, down to 14. As long as we can keep the synthesizer off, that means they can't get big constructs for the time being. That means they have to spend more turns casting other artifacts. Okay. Ooh, we got the stock up too. That's good. Fable Passage. Cracked. Okay, we will get out. Get another swamp. Let's see here. I think we'll just play the Storm Chaser's Talent again. Make more tokens. Nice. And then we swing here, depending on what our opponent does. Okay, so... Pump, pump, pump. Alright, and then do we hit the Memory Guardian now? I mean, we could turn off now their ward, so that's actually not a problem. Down to 8. Ooh, we're close. Opponent's going to have to probably play some bigger stuff that may not... Okay, so they are playing another Patchwork or an Adopter for free. Alright. But as long as we have nowhere to run, we should be okay. Right? Play the Swamp. Okay. So... How do we want to do this here? Do we stock up and then Meat Hook Massacre later? Or do we Meat Hook Massacre now, blow away things here, and hope for the best? Den Splendid, just as a reminder, this town ain't big enough and Hopeless got banned in Standard because of the play pattern, just for the new people. Yeah, and you could definitely tell they are nasty cards if you can just keep looping them over and over again. I'm surprised Storm Chaser's Talent, though, has not been banned itself from Standard. We're going to stock up. I'm feeling that maybe we can dig out another answer here. Okay, Momentum Breaker, another stock up. Okay, so we'll get the second stock up, and I guess we'll get out a Momentum Breaker. Okay, so from here, they have to lose at least one creature. If they lose the Flyer, that's free damage in the sky. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Ornithopter. As I figured. But we're going to be super aggro here. They'll take out one creature. Ooh, they take both. Okay. Well, that's even better for us. So we lose one token. That's a small price to pay to keep at least one off the field. So now, we should be in a good spot here to finish off our opponent. Alright, come on, deck. Let's get us another win. Forging to Anger. I forgot what this does. Dig 5 cards deep. Reveal any number of artifact cards. Oh, okay. So basically, it's stock up, but better for artifacts. I actually haven't seen anybody play that. Oh. We got this town is big enough. Okay, so I think we're good here, everyone. First off, we'll just do this just to get the pump in. And then from here, Storm Chaser's Talent. And you know what? We'll get the Shipwreck Marsh. Oh. Oh. Okay. All right. I kind of made a mistake there. Wait. Nope. Okay. All right. I fumbled again. Okay. It's okay, everyone. It's okay. Made a small mistake there. I realize now what I should have done was played the discounting big enough and just bounce stuff away. Okay. It's fine. It's fine, everyone. We have another turn. It's okay. We just use the discounting big enough next turn, bounce things away, and we should be good. Or I guess we can use the Meat Hook Massacre too. Okay, Solemn. This shouldn't cost me the match, right? I didn't fumble that hard. But yeah, I really should be paying attention to my board state sometimes. But okay. It's okay, everyone. It's okay. It's okay. Patchwork Automaton. Still doing its thing. That's a big one, by the way, but it's not the worst for us. Okay, so from here... Okay, we got 2 Meat Hook Massacre. Shipwreck Marsh. We will bounce away Memory Guardian, Storm Chaser's Talent, and that pretty much now sinks it. Okay, whew, before we completely wrecked ourselves here. Okay, and our opponent figured it out, so they conceded, and we take another win for this deck. All right, looking good. We're ranking up, little by little. So thanks again. Props to Den Splendid for helping us tweak our upgraded version of the deck. It actually does feel pretty good. Okay. Okay. So continuing on here. Okay. We're going to the... I don't want to say 75%, but I mean, what is it? We're about 3/4 through the stream, everybody. I like to always remind everyone where we're at in terms of the stream. So we're almost through it. And so far, the upgraded one does feel pretty good. But as always, once we get near the end of the stream, I'll always be happy to explain to you, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly for the deck. So hang in there. We're going to be probably trying to get a couple more matches in. We'll go over the finale to go over things a little bit more. And then from there, if you stick around just a little bit longer, you get a sneak peek as to what we're building for the upcoming sets. Or upcoming streams and videos. But okay, let's see. We can't cast anything with sand. Okay. All right. This is better. So for here, put back the nowhere to run, the extra copy, and we should be good from here. Watery Grave, shocking ourselves, but that's okay. Storm Chaser's Talent. Take that Otter token. And I could definitely say Storm Chaser's Talent puts in a serious amount of work. Okay, so for this, Hopeless Nightmare. Force our opponent to discard a card. What did they discard? We can still deal with this, because this only counters instant or sorceries. So that means our opponent can't deal with our enchantments. Okay, down to 15. Okay, opponent. Mutavaults. Then split it with more tips here. Also, another more devious approach was with Bandit's Talent and more discard synergy. This irritates the opponents in the worst way of just scooping. That's right, I forgot about also that one. Bandit's Talent can be absolutely brutal if you can then loop that as well. But it is also... Let's see, okay. We'll play the Nowhere to Run. Might as well just get these things off the field now. Free Phantom gone. So that softens up Mausoleum Wanderer again. We get the damage and down to 12. But we're at 15, so... Still not quite getting our other lands, though. We'll see. We can try to make it work, everyone. Okay, Fatal Push is not too shabby either. So... Our opponents... Most likely... If they do what I think they do... Nope. Nope. Okay, I was expecting them to flash in a spirit there, but they didn't. Okay. Well, maybe they do it now. Okay, Spectral Sailor. Okay. That pumps up the Mausoleum Wanderer, but it doesn't do anything yet. Prowess gets the pump, but do they sacrifice Mausoleum Wanderer for this? No, they don't. Okay. Okay, that's good. Spectral Sailor number 2. Okay. Oh man, if we only just had one more mana, Meat Hook Massacre can blow away these two cards. That's okay. We just want to try to maintain the momentum against them. Dead Split it. Oh, yeah, I also forgot. Shredder's Technique is actually a really good card in this deck because it also has sideboard options in Enchantment 8. All very good things to consider. Okay, opponent is drawing more cards now, thanks to Enduring Curiosity. All right, okay, so we did get the Swamp, but let's see. Get the Enduring Curiosity out of the way. Hopeless Nightmare bounces again. Opponent, do you sacrifice the Mausoleum Wanderer? You can, but I can still pay the 1. Nope. Opponents? Maybe? Ooh, they do. Alright, that's fine. We'll pay. So we can bounce everything away. Alright, that's fine. Pushes them down to 7. Okay. So if they want to swing with Spectral Sailor, they can. They still have the Enduring Curiosity to still blow us away. Annoying, but that's okay. Okay. Another island. They can also turn on Mutavault, too. Opponent does have options. But I wanted to get rid of that Mausoleum Wanderer. So in a weird way, it kind of worked out. Opponent swinging? Nope. No, they don't. Okay, Fear of Isolation's not too shabby either, so with that, we will bounce back Storm Chaser's Talent. Does our opponent have an answer? Opponent. What you got? Or do they use Spectral Sailor to draw a card? What do you do, opponent? Oh, they have Spell Queller. Okay. Well. Annoying, but again, not the worst. Okay. 2 cards we still don't know, but we will discard one of them right now. So that can stem things just a smidge. Okay, so it's a land. 1 other card in hand. Can't attack yet. That's okay. We might have to stock up next turn. Meathook Massacre can also stabilize us as well. Stormchaser's Talent here. Okay. We're close. We just need to get around the remaining cards here. The Spell Queller specifically would be nice to get through. If we can get through that, then we have a shot here. But Enduring Curiosity is also annoying, because they will keep drawing cards. On the other hand, though, they are kind of wide open right now. Okay, let's see. Can we fight back? 2 islands. Okay, Fatal Passage. Finally. Alright, so from here... I guess we'll get another island. Stormchaser's Talent. Do they counter this? Okay, opponent, what you doing? What are they doing? Okay, Talent gets pumped. Maybe? Ooh, Guy's Light Snare. Okay, so do we... we'll decline that. Alright, so stock up. Does this help us? Or do they have another counter spell? Oh, they got the Guy's Light Snare number 2. Okay, well we still get the pump here, so they're going to have to block. Okay, that's gone. Does come back. So they can still keep drawing cards. But forcing them to use up 2 of their counter spells, their best ones, does give us a little bit of a shot. Now they got another curiosity. Never mind. And they're drawing all the cards in the world. Okay, they basically got a new hand. We're at 7. So, victory does not look good here. Our only hope at this point is... Oh, okay, so... Well... Pass here and see what they do. Okay. Do they turn on their Mutavault to try to see if they can secure a victory? Okay. They do. Mutavault comes on. Okay. Hopeless Nightmare. We will sack that now. We scry. Okay. Actually, Talent there. Swamp there. Fatal Push away the Curiosity. If they counter it, then we're dead. But this is our last hope. Please? Does it work? Does it buy us at least a turn? No. Dang. Okay. Well, we take the L there, everyone. But we tried. We tried. Just cannot out-tempo Spirits. But I should know. I mean, we did play Spirits a couple months ago, and it was an incredibly powerful and annoying deck. Actually did help me rank up quite a bit. Totally forgot about that deck. Maybe I should play it again soon. But okay, no big deal. No big deal, everyone. Shaking it off. Keep on going. Okay. As we're getting near the end of the stream, everyone, we still are going to have a handful more games to play. I do want to ask everyone again, what has been your favorite cards from the Ninja Turtle set? What has been your favorite legendary so far? Do you like the combo turtles, the individual ones, or are there other ones that are more on the jankier side that you've enjoyed? Let me know, everyone. Ooh, okay. We got the Super Shredder finally in hand. I'm hoping we can do some good stuff with Super Shredder here. So here's hoping. This hopefully should be the game for Super Shredder. Okay. What is our opponent going to play? Okay, Sparring Advantage. What could that mean? Authority of the Consuls? Ooh, Sparta's Aid. Alright, so in that case then, Swamp. And we now have to kind of just keep mana open. Oh, okay, so they're also a Mythic player. Huh. 2 Mythic players in one stream, even though we're not at that level yet. Very interesting. They are playing an artifact deck, and it is going to be very high risk, high reward for them. Because if we can blow away Cloud or any of their other stuff at the right moment, we should be able to just completely destroy their plan. But it's a very risky plan. Okay, so they got out Colossus Hammer. Okay, so they do have the hammer ready to go. Okay, nice. We did get a Swamp, so let's see here. Momentum Breaker. Are there any creatures that can flash in? No. We gotta play it safe. We gotta play it safe. We want to make sure that we have the mana open for the Fatal Push. I would love for us to get Shredder out, but we have to make sure this works. Okay, there's the hammer. They attach the hammer. We Fatal Push. If they have protection, then it sucks. But okay, let's see. Do they have it? No. Okay. Phew. Okay, that's a load off my mind. They got Kemba, though. Okay. So they still have a threat, but we do have a Momentum Breaker. So that's nice for us for a bit. Okay, Kemba dies. Hammer gone. Alright. Pass here. Oh man, I would love for us to finally get in Shredder and actually do something with him, but it's one of those matches where we have to constantly keep up with whatever they have. It's okay, though. It's okay. Okay, opponent. 4 cards in hand. What do you got? Okay, another land. That's 3 lands. Okay, alright. Kellen. Kellen does have double strikes. That means it can be something that can blow us away. Rabbit Battery, alright. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do here. So, Rabbit Battery comes in. And then we need... We could really use here at least 1 land. 1 land could help us. On the other hand, maybe Meat Hook Massacre actually wouldn't be too bad here either. Okay. Do they have another hammer? If they have another hammer, we might be dead. Okay. Anything else, opponent? Okay, we take the damage, go to 19. Is that all? Opponent? You there? Hello? Opponents? Anytime now. I would like to get to my turn someday today. Okay. Finally. Okay. Fine. Sacrificial Passage. We gotta get a blue source. 1 blue source is all we need for now. If our opponent resolves this? Maybe? Okay, there we go. Okay, not trying to sound impatient, but still, it's just... I want to make sure we can just keep up with this. So let's see. So we still got to worry about the hammer. Kellen is a fairy. He's not a warrior, so they're not trying to pull off the warrior instant attachment shenanigans. This town ain't big enough also would be a devastating thing to have. So at this point, anything we can find will be good. Okay, Storm Chaser's Talent. Not quite what I wanted. Okay, so... I guess if we need to, and this is so clunky, Meat Hook Massacre, we blow away the rabbit, which can't be reconfigured to a hasty Kellen. Alright, we're going to have to do it that way. Not ideal, but I got to make sure that battery does not get attached to anything, Because that would mean that's a one-turn kill next turn. Ugh. Still risky, though. So if our opponent, again, has any pump. No, they do. Alright. Looks like we're dead next turn. Dang it. We just did not have... Ironically, all of our removal was not with us. Okay, they double strike. The rabbit battery gets attached. Okay. We take the damage here, which is unfortunate. It's okay. Down to 13. They still can't attach the hammer just yet, but they had to use up their resolute strike just to keep the battery alive. Okay. Hopeless Nightmare might be helpful here, so... Okay, whatever their final card is, at least we can get this off the field. Okay, so... Come on, deck. Alright, do the damage to them. Make them discard their last card. Okay, so it was another Resolute Strike, and we will play Super Shredder. Okay. It's all up to you, Shredder. Can you finally shine in one game here? I mean, technically he did shine in one budget game, but I would like for the non-budget one to actually do something. Down to 10. Down to 7. Okay. Come on, deck. I need at least one land. One land might help us out here. We did not get it. Okay, we have all the stock-ups in the world and just no way of stopping this. So, Okay, so I guess we're just going to go with, let's see, Storm Chaser's Talent. And we'll have to probably use the Momentum Breaker. No attacks, though, just in case we need to survive the hit. If they have Trample, we're dead. Dang, I swear, our deck likes to always just force us into extreme hard mode. No lands, which would have helped us a lot in getting what we need. Oh, Fireblade Charger. Ugh. That's not good. Alright, they reconfigure. If they have the Resolute Strike, it's over. Okay. Momentum Breaker. That pumps up the Shredder. Gives us a bit of life. We will block here. Do we survive? Okay. Down to 5. But Shredder does get bigger. They go to 15. Okay, deck. Boomerang basics. Okay, well, I mean, that's not horrible. Okay, but we only have one shot to bounce anything, so it's gotta be Hopeless Nightmare. Shredder gets pumped. Okay, Nowhere to Run's not horrible. So, let's see. Alright. Still risky, though. Block Kellen. Okay, opponent, if you have... Alright, they have the hammer. What did they attach it to? If it goes on Fireblade Charger, which I'm guessing, okay. Okay, do we stop the hit here? Does no damage to our face. And that does mean that Super Shredder gets pumped. Yes! Kellen is down. And Shredder gets even stronger. Woo! Wow, now that was a turn. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We're still in this fight. Not by much, though. Hopeless Nightmare. Throw away their last card. What do they have? Oh, they had Carousel Sword. Okay, ooh, that was a big play on our hand there. And then from here, bounce back to Nowhere to Run. Super Shredder gets bigger still. We swing with Shredder. Down to 6. We've managed to close the gap. Wow, what a game. Oh my goodness. I think we got this now. I think we got him. Our opponent has now completely been stopgap by us. Woo! We did it. Oh my goodness. Wow, what a load off there. That deserves a good applause there. I honestly was so worried we were just kind of constantly on the edge of dying there, but we managed to get around despite our deck not complying with our lands. Still, We'll take that win. Whew. That was good. That was good. All right. So, looking at the clock right now, everyone. Most likely it's going to be maybe 1 or 2 more games. Probably about 2 more games, and that will be it for today, everyone. We're going to have to cut it a little bit shorter just because I'm kind of starving now. So, probably just do that. Den split it. There you go. Yes! And it's all thanks to your suggestions, man. We managed to pull it off. We managed to get a lot of bounce in. Shredder did finally shine for a bit there, so I was really happy with how that match turned out. That was exactly what you want the deck to do. So thanks again for those suggestions. Okay, with this hand here, 2 Grim Baubles mean we can blow away creatures while we stall. On the other hand, we don't have a way of reusing our blue things, so... Ugh. Do we mulligan? We can stop our opponent for 2 turns. Is that enough time, though? And we go first. You know what? Don't hate me. I'm going to hold the hand. We're going to keep it. Because I want to see what our opponent does. But we'll see if this was the wrong move. Okay, red. Mountain, okay. Okay, well, at least the Hopeless Nightmare does help. So make our opponent lose some life and lose a card. That's always good. Okay, they threw away land. I guess that's fine. Okay, Cronin Crusader. Expedite, okay. This is cute. This is a nice little throwback to like an older time in Standard, because this used to be a thing back in the day. Not a huge thing, but still cute. Okay, and then, let's see, do we play the next Grim Bauble, or do we assume that they have another Cronin Crusader? Well... I guess we'll hold on to it, just in case. We need a blue source, though. If we can get at least 1 blue source, we'll be fine. Down to 17. Okay, nothing from our opponent yet. Fountain Port. Okay, so if we don't get anything on the next turn, at least our Grim Bauble or Hopeless Nightmare can help us figure something out here. Okay. Ley line. Okay. So we'll sacrifice the Bauble. Surveil. Come on, we need a land. Oh, dang, we didn't get a land. Okay, we have to throw these away. Painful, but we need a blue source, so we can't do anything. Come on, deck. Ugh. Not quite what we need, but I guess we'll just do it now. Momentum Breaker. Alright. At least that gets the token off the field, and then we pass here. Okay, so, opponent. They got a ley line in hand, or I should say on the field. Okay. Ancestral Anger, so they start pumping up. That's gonna hurt. Alright, they got more card draw going. Okay, we really could use a blue source anytime now. Come on, deck. We need that, like, today. Nowhere to run. Not quite what we need, but okay, I'll take it. So, Grim Bauble. I guess we'll go after the Scamp. Oh, yeah, yes, I'm aware. Should have mulliganed. Okay. Nowhere to run. Alright, they -2, so they don't do anything against us. Alright, they get to still pump that up. But they don't get any manifest off of it. Yes, I know. I'm paying for it. But again, I'm always a risk taker when it comes to this stuff, so can't blame me on that too much. I sometimes like to keep these risky hands. Okay. To be fair, though, Den Splendid, we didn't know they were going to actually hard cast a ley line. Very rare I ever see that. Alright, Hopeless Nightmare, and that's pretty much it. Alright, well, that was a blowout by me, getting completely wrecked. Thought I could somehow stem that, but we didn't do it. It's okay, everyone, it's okay. You win some, you lose some. So it's okay. Not a big deal. Okay, so, looking at the clock right now, this will be our final one, everyone. Final game here. Win or lose. We've enjoyed it today with quite a bit of an up and down today. The deck has been fun. We've had some bad moments. We've also had some really exciting finishes. So let's lock in for the final one.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Feeling it. Let's get that energy going. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Ooh, we got Shredder in hand here. Fatal Push. We got the Fear. Bounce effects. All right. Can this be the game where Super Shredder can do it one more time? Bouncing stuff away to make Shredder bigger and bigger and making him an unstoppable threat? All depends on what our opponent plays. So let's see here. They go first. Temple Garden, okay. Wait, our Hive. Let's see what our opponent does here. Conceal courier. Oh, okay. So it looks like it's going to be the... Okay. It is... Now, did they get the perfect hand here? It looks like it's going to be the... I keep forgetting it's Greasefang. It's Greasefang, everyone. Dang. Greasefang is kind of tough to fight. Only just because I want Shredder down now. Actually, like I said, it actually doesn't really matter. We don't actually have a turn. We don't have a way of blowing away the Greasefang now. So if they have it... Oh, they don't. Okay. Okay. Maybe we actually do have a shot here. So let's see. Shock ourselves. We Grim Bobble. Actually, hold on. No. There's not really a good play here. I guess we'll just take out the Graphene's Informant. Okay. Alright, Shredder gets a little stronger. Okay, so at least we can turn on this town in big enough. So I think that might be our chance here. Grizzly Salvage. Okay. Okay, they got the Greasefang. We're going to go into full control just to make sure we do not get blown out here. Greasefang coming in. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, partner. Bounce them away. And that triggers Shredder 2 times. Nice. All right. Shredder become a big boy here. Island. Okay. Nothing else we can really do here. Let's see. We're going to do something that actually might be helpful. Actually, no. Dang. What I'm trying to think right now is I need a way to trigger Fatal Push. But we don't have that with what we have. Momentum Breaker only just encourages them to throw away cards. Grim Bobble. Okay. Well, I guess Momentum Breaker. I guess throwing something away is better than... Yeah. So... Dang. We don't really have a good path to victory here. Even with the Momentum Breaker or the Grim Bobble, because of how much they cost, it kind of puts us in a really awkward spot. But I'm guessing our opponent is probably anticipating this. So... Alright. Okay, well, I mean, not horrible. Fear of Isolation. Bouncing back the Momentum Breaker. Shredder gets bigger. Okay. We then... We attack with Shredder. So we're not down. We're close. They can turn on... Okay. I was going to say, they can turn on the Ezekiel's Chariot, but that doesn't help them either. Okay. And Shredder just keeps getting bigger. All right. Oh, we're close. We might actually be able to get the win here. Okay, so, full control. Greasefang. We sacrifice at instant speed, the Fatal Passage. And then from here... Greasefang goes bye-bye. Do they turn on with Ezekiel's Chariot? They do, out of desperation. But Shredder just keeps getting bigger. Whew, that was close. Okay, so we managed to survive out of that. Wow. We're hanging in there. They can swing with Ezekiel's Chariot, that's fine. We don't care. Okay, and then finally, okay, so let's see here. Wait, hold on. 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we already have the win. Yes. We got there. Yes, we did it. All right. We did it. Victory goes to us. Woo, we managed to outdo the Greasefang deck. Wow, what a run on that one. I thought we were going to be dead again, but man, we managed to squeak by with another victory. What a way to end it. Okay, that was a good one, everyone. Woo, okay. Oh, excuse me, everybody. Okay, well, that was it. We did it. That was a good one, everyone. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about this deck overall and how we feel. Okay, so Bouncing Shredder, everyone, for the Pioneer format. What do you think? Do you like this deck? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? So the budget version doesn't do too shabby. Although, as my friend over here, Dense Planet, was mentioning, yes, the 3-drop slot is where it gets a little iffy. We kind of realized, of course, and this is something we'll talk about with the upgraded version, while there's nothing wrong with playing Narset, I think this card, I don't know, we got a chance to play with it a bit, probably is best in the sideboard. So I think what I would do later on is maybe cut down a little bit on something here, probably the Duresses. The Duresses probably would be gone if I was to then update this again, put away the Narsets, and then put in This Town Ain't Big Enough, or a mixture of that and stock ups for the budget one. Thankfully, those cards are uncommons, so they won't cost you anything. However, I realize also stock up is, what is it now? Ooh, that card's like $8 now. $8 for a uncommon? That's just too much money, by the way. So that desperately needs a reprint ASAP. But until then, if you're looking at it from a paper perspective, probably This Town Ain't Big Enough is going to be best here. So just an FYI for that. Now, and again, I give massive credit here to our fiery friend here. So thanks to Dense Planet for helping me refine the upgraded version of the deck. We really got to shine with this version here. As you saw, there were several matches where I honestly felt like we had no business winning, and some way, somehow, we sneaked out things. So it did look a little iffy to trim down to only 2 Super Shredders, but that's all we needed. You saw in our couple of gameplays there, Super Shredder, once we start bouncing things back and forth, once we start pulling out our things here, if our opponent does not have actual removal for Shredder, he gets bigger and bigger no matter what happens. That last match there was a perfect example of how Shredder becomes a massive threat if your opponent does not have the removal. And Greasefang was definitely a bad matchup for him because we just kept blowing away things and just making him a huge threat. Also against that equipment deck we had. So that was also a fun one too. Those were great examples. Note to self, I gotta download this one so I can actually highlight these in a future YouTube short. But there you go, everyone. So again, thank you one more time to you, Dense Planet. Appreciate you as always. Thank you again for helping us refine this and making it a really, really fun upgraded deck. So if you do like this final version here or the budget one as is, and you want to get started and want to kind of keep it along on the cheaper end, both links will be located in the details in just a little bit. Now, before I go, as always, if you stuck around this far into the stream, thanks again for being there for the very end of the finale, everyone, my true fiery friends. Let's give you a little sneak peek as to what's coming over the next 2 days. So tomorrow, we already have it done. We have my little hot preview videos that I like to do, my 3 hot predictions that I'm going to have for Strixhaven coming out. Secrets of Strixhaven is about a month away, so we're going to put out our prediction video. That's a small little video that we'll do tomorrow morning. Beyond that, Tuesday morning, we'll be doing our Donnie's Machine deck. So a nice little affinity build utilizing here Donnie, Gadget Master from the Ninja Turtles. So we're highlighting the third of the 4 Ninja Turtles. And finally, last but not least, will be Raph leading an aggro deck. Definitely on flavor for Raphael here and his shenanigans. So this deck we still need to refine the sideboard. We haven't done that yet, but we'll be doing this one next week. So this will be the last of the Ninja Turtles singular decks. We'll be doing, of course, more live streams, of course, highlighting the Turtles as pairs. And of course, once we get closer to the end of this, before we can jump into Strixhaven, obviously we'll do our 5-color Ninja Turtle deck near the end on one big stream. Otherwise, beyond that, still trying to figure out what I want to do for April Fool's Day coming up in a week and some. So we're going to try to figure out a fun deck for that one. Or if not a fun deck, maybe just a fun little short. Beyond that, I'm still trying to figure out a pizza party deck that I want to put together. Still trying to figure out if I want to just do this one as a budget brawl deck, or if I want to actually do a 60-card deck. The 60-card deck was, I don't know, it just wasn't working out. I want to put in all the pizza food cards, but it's way clunkier than I thought it was and very underpowered. But we'll talk about that again in the next couple days. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to be it for today, everyone. Don't worry, we'll come back again next weekend with some more fun decks to highlight and stream. Until then, however, before we go, one final shout out to everyone that was in the chat today. So I'm Brain Confetti. Thanks again for popping in and saying hi. Sneaky Toilet, as always, appreciate you being here. Ellie Gamer, thanks also for popping in and having that fun little banter. And Den Splendid, of course, my true fire friend there. Really thank you again for helping us out a lot today with your deck suggestions and helping us tweak the deck to make sure it actually ran well. Connor V7Y as well. Thanks again for saying hello. Thanks again also for being here. And that's pretty much going to be everyone there. If I don't see your name in the thing, or if you weren't talking in the chats, no big deal, everyone. I still appreciate you guys just lurking just the same. All one of you that have been watching me today, I really appreciate all of your views, because your views will help keep this channel going. So with that, I'm now going to take off, everyone. I got to take care of, handling my stomach, because I actually do need to eat something. I'm starving. So I'm going to go eat now and enjoy my day. And you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday and the rest of the weekend, everyone. We'll see you again next weekend with another fiery fun stream. But until then, I do want to leave you with one more important thing. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again next Friday, everyone. Later.